If calm makes you uncomfortable, then this is for you. If you're having a quiet day and things are peaceful, no problems, no urgency, no pressure, and that you can't stay in that zone, you've got to find something to do. You're restless instead of calm. You're looking for what's going wrong here. It can't be this good. You're disturbed by calm, not by chaos. Then this is an identity in life that has shaped you. And it shows up in subtle ways. And when it shows up, we can recognize it. We can say, I don't necessarily feel calm with this place of pause. I must be doing something. I've got to go, go, go. This has become habituated in our nervous system. And it's not because we've done something wrong. It's because we've grown used to a pattern. We've grown used to a way of doing things that at one point in time served great purpose in our life. At one point in time, we realized that if we did the things that were expected of us, if we became the person that was accepted in our family as being capable, competent, highly adaptable, whatever the case may be, then we fit in. We felt good about ourselves. My name is Christian Raphael. I'm a medical support clinical hypnotherapist, and for over a decade, I've worked with peak-performing women entrepreneurs, highly capable, who have achieved a lot in their life, but yet are struggling because they cannot slow down. They cannot slow down, smell the roses, and enjoy the ride. They feel that they've got to go, go, go. This is an old pattern that's running. And many people, both women and men, have suffered with this for many, many years. And it's because of pattern, it's because of repetition that we operate this way. The nervous system is built on repetitive situations and circumstances. It imprint us with behavioral responses. And those behavioral responses move us away from danger and towards life enrichment. Now, the problem is that some of these patterns have been running since we were very, very young. The good news is that we can update that pattern. And you all have heard me say this before. You can rewrite the story. It's not the story that matters most. What most matters is the meaning we give the story. And you've also probably heard me say, you've been to movies with a friend, and I would bet you a nickel that it's seldom, if ever, that you've come out of that movie with the exact same favorite scene. I'll bet you a nickel. Before you take that bet, this was yesterday's wagers. And oh yes, you can PayPal change. Anyway, when we live in a state of hyper-preparedness, we learn to scan the environment. What's wrong? When's the other shoe going to drop? This is natural behavior that we have been programmed to, that we've conditioned ourselves to respond to. It's not that it feels wrong, it just feels unfamiliar, and the nervous system recognizes that as, this is very different. This is unfamiliar. I've got to pay attention to this. This does not feel comfortable. These calm moments do not feel comfortable. We're not used to surrendering into trust. When we surrendered into trust at a young age, we were vulnerable. Perhaps that vulnerability got us criticized or maybe even harmed in some way. And then all it took was that one time for us to say, I'm not doing that again. When that calm feels like exposure, we're not managing the situation or circumstance. We're not managing the environment. And so that imprinting of having to be hypervigilant to manage an environment is the standard mode of operation. And we apply that standard mode of operation to what we do in life now. We take it into our careers. We take it into our families. We take it into our home life. We take it into our relationships. Let's reframe this, shall we? Let's reframe hypervigilance to awareness. I'm being hypervigilant. I'm aware of that. So this is a great opportunity for me to practice calm, practice ease. I don't have to be the one that handles it. I don't have to be the one that knows all the answers. I can just let go, surrender. And instead of driving around with my emergency brake on as a metaphor, I can move forward with grace and ease. I can move forward as a calm, centered person. Instead of pushing against a door that opens in, let me surrender and allow life to flow through me, knowing that I'm safe. When we do that, the old identity of hypervigilance has nothing to grab hold of, has nothing to anchor onto. Does this happen overnight? No, it is a process. It's a process of becoming a better version of oneself. We didn't develop this identity overnight. We're not going to reprogram it overnight. Anyone that tells you that you can reprogram your identity instantly and become a new person immediately, you may want to take a deeper look. The old habits, the old patterns that got us to where it is that we are now were developed for a reason. And when we understand that reason, and when we understand that we have a power and a strength, the power of the pause, to develop new neural networks, to develop new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of showing up in the world, when we habituate those, our life starts to change. Think of your life trajectory as an ocean liner going across open waters. And you're pointed in a direction, you're realizing, oh, I'm about 5 degrees off, and I'm veering away from my target, and I want to get back on target. You don't turn the ship immediately, and it makes a hard right. You make gentle turns, and those gentle turns over time correct the course. And again, think about this. That's counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive because we think we need to solve things immediately. And again, that's coming from early programming. When things were chaotic, when things went from calm to chaos in a split second, we realized that those shifts happen immediately. Therefore, I need to be able to counter that immediately, which is impossible. Without presence, there's no calm. Presence is the doorway to calm. I want you to write that down. Presence is my doorway to calm. I stand in the presence of this moment, and I step into calmness. And in that calmness, I accept the vulnerability of who I am in this moment. I am enough as I am. I am who I am. I'm going to invite you to consider that your identity will continue to evolve. It will continue to evolve throughout your life and become a better and better version of yourself. Every day and every way, you have the opportunity to do that. And in the calmness and in the settling, in the gathering up of the life energy, in the acceptance of the life energy, you start to find that peace. You start to find that center. You start to realize that it's okay for me to slow down and be calm. And the more I do that in micro doses and micro moments, the more I experience it, because repetition builds an experience of life. Repetition builds an experience of life. So you don't have to fix everything at once. Think about stabilizing yourself bit by bit, steps along the way. None of us were born knowing how to walk. None of us were. So if this is landing with you, stay with this work here. Like and subscribe to this channel for more information like this. This is Christian Raphael, radical support, clinical hypnotherapist, and identity architect. Signing off, I'll see you in the next video. Be kind, be well, be a blessing.